Good evening. Today is Sunday, January 12th. Check my watch here. The time is 5:40 p.m. and the temperature right now is somewhat mild compared to the last few days we've had, but a solid cold 0 degrees Celsius. And I'm just in East York right now, walking my way to Woodbine and then south from there towards the beaches. I am on a street that my dad used to live on with my stepmom and sibling, and it's actually the most interesting piece of architecture on the street, which is Virginia, 83 Virginia. The house that this new house replaced was much smaller, looked nothing like each other, and I figured since I was in the area, I'd start recording a video right where this piece of architecture is going to appear in about 20 seconds. And there's lots of memories here. You know, they moved here in 2001 and summer 2001, and then moved to Scarborough in fall 2015, so a good 14 years. And there she blows. You don't see too many houses that look like this now, do you? And you know, it used to be a deck out here, and there'd be a backyard, of course. And this is just looks like a small apartment building almost. Can't imagine what that went for. Just a big box, really, with some interesting wooden tiles or panels, whatever you want to call them. So if you were to look up 83 Virginia around 10 years ago, you'll see what a difference there is now between how it used to be and what is now appeared. And there used to be some neighbors over here that we would have some beers with. Wonder if there was like an older guy, I wonder if he's still around, and another Turkish guy with his wife there. Wonder if they still live there. It's been a good decade almost since they moved, so. All right. Used to be a couple here that would come out and smoke joints on cue. Every 8 p.m. they would come out, and my dad would say, "Here they are." Back when Prohibition was still going on for cannabis. Sometimes I see the occasional cat in these windows. Assuming there's still a cat even here, but I just see all the lights are off. And apparently there's some musicians here my dad used to jam with back in the day. And this house in the corner, there always used to be a nice old couple that we would wave past every time we would drive by. And then the husband of the couple passed away, sadly, and I guess the lady, the widow, moved away as well. And that was a while ago. I wonder if she's still around, but I'm gonna go up here. This is the kind of the route my dad used to take with me every time we would go to the corner store. Get you know, snacks and all that jazz, and sometimes we would even walk to a video store. Loving the nostalgia right now, and wow, I always used to pass by this place. It has a big lawn, and look at this Christmas decoration. Well, multiple ones, even though Christmas has been long over. It's the 12th of this, or January now, but wow, how cool is this? All the lights along the side of the house, in the exterior, that cool ring with, it almost looks like a padlock, but I guess that's supposed to be a bag or a purse. And the reindeer, of course. How festive and cool. There used to be no fence around here. Now there's a very nice, well-constructed one, so. And we are heading towards Woodbine now. And up here is where the convenience store my dad and I used to walk to. And as I said, there was a video store we used to go to. It wasn't a Blockbuster, it was a independent store. And, you know, I just miss those nostalgic times. Sometimes my buddy Josh would visit, you know, for a couple days, you know, because he and I used to live in Hamilton and would visit for the weekend, you know. And, you know, we would always jam and have a great time. And yeah, we would get some movies sometimes and end the night watching some old action movies, you know, Die Hard or Indiana Jones. A lot of the old school stuff that my dad would recommend. And sometimes we'd have to put up with our newer, cheesier movies. Great times in my life. And you see a lot of these new style architecture of these houses around here, which obviously were not around so much 15, 20 years ago. It's a very quiet street, though. It is a Sunday night after all, but compared to the area I reside in currently, this is pure peace and bliss to me. And I still love the fact that there's a lot of snow on the ground and a lot of Christmas decorations still up. You know, people want to keep the festive spirit alive, and I can't say I blame them. House is almost half hidden there by trees. Almost looks like a Christmas house with elves itself. Might have to cut it off again. Oh, this person's having a bit of trouble backing up. Wonder if they see me coming. No, they don't. Excuse me. Just looking at me like I'm the one in the wrong. Always good to check all visibility when you are pulling forward or backing in. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna walk down Woodbine a bit, cut it off there, and probably continue another one afterwards. I'm still working on my storage issues with my phone right now. I'm using my old iPhone X, which is pretty much a dinosaur by now. It came out in what, 2018? Maybe even 2017. And my iPhone 12, which is also kind of old by today's standards, was stolen in a bathroom, public bathroom at Union Station. And yeah, that was a crappy day. So I am looking to get something with really good picture and storage space to continue this, of course. So, and hopefully better audio. I'll be getting better gear to not have a distorted, crappy sounding video, because quality is important. And here we are at Woodbine. I know I do vape. Forgive me. And I also smoke the occasional joint, but that's not something I will be doing when recording videos. I don't think that's too professional. you know, so, and not too viewer friendly, but you know, and snow is starting. I'm loving this right now, honestly, because the last couple of winters just didn't even feel like winter, and hardly any snow, and we've had a really solid winter so far. Even though it's only been a month into winter technically, but not even. Some days were really, really so cold, I had a hard time even going outside. But now it's very nice. My face doesn't hurt. There's no extreme wind chill. And here's Terry's Milk, where my dad and I used to travel all the time. And there was this guy in there named Michael. I wonder if he still works there. No, it's some lady. Maybe it's his wife. And the snow is a-coming down. And there's a beer store that was a handy go-to. Pick up some brews there. And they've renovated it quite a bit. Back in the day, it used to be much different and smaller. And coming up, in fact, I want to cross, but I want to avoid this traffic, obviously. I don't feel like getting hit by a car right at this moment in time. Okay, I think I'm safe after this guy. Going across here, and you'll see the Canadian Legion, one of them here. Okay. And coming up on the left, where you see this person pulling in clothes, kind of hard to see from this distance, but I can see it pretty well. I have pretty good vision, is where the video store used to be. A Daisy Family Wellness. Not sure what that is. Maybe a nutritionist or a dietitian, something of that nature. Try not to shake the camera too much. I don't have a gimbal stick. I'm literally just holding a phone. And there's a nice little laundromat. And also, excuse my coughing. Oh, I was wrong. The place that they're pulling this into is another store that looks new. My mistake. Place to put your traffic tickets. You are a bad driver. And we also used to go here, my dad and I. Sometimes he liked the wonton soup. Shamu Kitchen. And here, wow, it looks like an antique store. Pet food. Actually, like an antique pet store. Some of these items are miscellaneous, but I'm seeing more pet food items than anything. So I'm gonna assume T-Dog Pet Boutique. Well, there you go. I guess that answers my question. And that's a pretty cool looking store, to be honest. Very unique. You see some sort of coat that maybe some woman from the 20s would have worn. You see a kitty here, well, a stuffed kitty. A kitty bed. The kitty should be on the kitty bed. Oh, that's so cool. Because a few months ago, this was almost like a thrift store. And once again, I think new owners have taken over. So yes, this used to be the infamous video store. And the lady's probably wondering why some random guy is filming in the store right now. So I don't want to make them too uncomfortable. I'll keep going. Wow, the snow is really coming down right now. Thank you for a wonderful 8 years. See you online. So assuming by that they've closed their store location and just online service now for silverantelope.com. I have no idea what they sell. Again, I see miscellaneous things like t-shirts and decorations, ornaments, all that nature. Interesting stores around here. I believe that used to be a coffee time way back in the day, at least 15 years ago. And before my dad had Wi-Fi even, or solid internet connection, I used to go to this place and use a computer with internet, and I would pay by the hour. Yes, those times did exist, believe it or not. You would have to pay by the hour. Well, I'm sure even some computer cafes still exist, probably on the verge of extinction now, but back in the day when Wi-Fi was pretty much non-existent and internet connections were not as nearly as common as they are now, you'd go there, get your stuff done. There'd be a few times where, you know, I would be on the MSN days, for those people that remember MSN. And then I didn't have internet connection for a few months, and it sucked, you know, because I always wanted to chat with my friends. So I would go downtown to my local internet cafe, and I would message them, and I would say I'll be back sometime tomorrow. You had to fight to socialize back then. For those that were lazy, you know, and didn't really feel like going from place to place and just wanted to chat online. And I see the first cannabis place. Alpha Bud Cannabis. I think I see more cannabis places now than I do convenience stores, to be honest. They're popping up everywhere. I remember back in the Prohibition days where I had to wait hours, sometimes even days, to receive my green goodies. And I don't smoke nearly as much as I used to. It's mostly just a night thing, you know, just to relax, you know, get an appetite and help me sleep. I never smoke during the day, and it just makes me burnt out and really unproductive. And coming up at this convenience store, someone has won $1 million here apparently. How nice for them. And cold beer and wine, something that's also new in Ontario, in convenience stores. They do charge a bit more because they charge you tax, as where the LCBO and beer store do not. But for some people that do not live near an LCBO or a beer store, I'm sure they don't mind paying a bit of extra tax for the convenience. And I'm seeing Danforth there in the distance, creeping up. I wonder if I can make it to Danforth, cut it off, and start another one. And yeah, this is all residential, besides a few occasional stores that we've seen. That's not much more than what you're going to see around this area for now. It's a big church coming up, I believe, on the right-hand side of the road. Look at that snow. A little slippery, there's some black ice here and there, so I got to be careful and try not to walk too fast. This might end up on my butt. And there's a big church right there. Huge church. Seems what, almost 3 stories high. And there's a public school down there, closer towards Coxwell. Nothing but residential, except for this corner store here. Friends Corner. You know, I like seeing these because I feel a lot of them are just dying off. And you see 7-Elevens and Circle K's everywhere, but kind of miss these family independent businesses that are slowly dying off more and more. So places like this are always handy to have around. Church of the Resurrection. Wow, is it ever coming down now? Wasn't prepared to be caught in the middle of a oncoming blizzard, but pretty cool. And what is this? Sorry, I didn't mean to cover the camera there. Is this supposed to be a business? There's no way you can be residential. 1085 Woodbine, deliveries at side door at end of driveway. Johnson Chow Chew, I don't know. Yeah, this definitely has to be a business. Almost has some of the same architectural style as some of these residential houses on these side streets, though. It's interesting. And here is an apartment building, obviously. High rise. It's one of those strange ones. It's like you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So it's technically 8 stories, but it almost kind of looks like 4 because there's only a balcony every other story, which is kind of the same design as my apartment building. And I see these hearts everywhere in everyone's windows, all different colors. They are definitely a trend, and there's the one across the street. There you go. Yeah, I'm not even really cold right now. Seems like I would be, but as long as I keep moving, keep my blood pumping, the wind chill isn't too bad. You know, I got my gloves on, got my hat on, my toque. I've definitely been worse. And like I said, my face isn't hurting. It's usually my nose that hurts the most. Like I have to start wearing a ski mask, but is a ski mask really acceptable in public? You know, unless you're actually going skiing. Most people look like you're about to pull a heist or something like that, so sure, probably if I was a cop driving down the road and I saw someone walking with a ski mask, I'd be slowing by. So maybe not the best thing, but I don't know what else I can use to protect my nose. But right now I'm fine. And there's another church, Toronto Chinese Mennonite Church. Interesting. And another apartment building. And a lot of black ice here. It's very slippery. Have to really watch my steps here. And this is, well, there's one in the bottom. I'm assuming that's a basement. That would be the first floor. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stories high. And you see a condo over there. Oh, sorry. My stupid hand keeps covering the camera. I'm going to hold it with my other hand. Indigenous Youth Agency. And here we are at Woodbine Station. So now that I'm officially at Danforth, I think I'm going to cut it short here and probably continue another one as I head south. Might grab a coffee from Timmy's. I actually kind of get a little hungry. Maybe I'll grab a slice from Pizza. Give me a half an hour to decide and I will continue into the next one.